Good afternoon, morning, evening, whenever you may be watching this. Welcome back to another video where I'm bringing you the daily crypto updates for November 28th, 2021. Now, it's a pretty slow week. Oh, wow, Bitcoin's at 56,000. But yeah, it's a pretty slow news day. I was trying hard to find some article worthwhile sharing, but eventually I did find three, so let's dive right on into it. Alrighty, so first article we got is Bitcoin addresses top 40 million. So there are now 40 million addresses that hold one sat or more according to blockchain data, with this being an all-time high as Bitcoin continues to become one of the most distributed assets. If you don't know what sat means, it is 1/100th of a million of one Bitcoin. So you can break apart a Bitcoin into little tiny fragments. If you didn't know that. So you don't just need one. It's not a rich man game. Anybody can get in on it. So buy 20 bucks of sats and you're on your way. But there are 20.2 million addresses that hold up to 0.001 Bitcoin, that being about $50. This is twice more than in 2019 and 6 million more than at the peak in January 2018. Almost 10 million addresses now hold up to 0.01 Bitcoin, worth $500. This is a 30% increase in over 2020, when about 7 million addresses had this much Bitcoin when we covered it, and it's doubling over 2018 as well as 2019. Thereafter, there isn't a stark of a difference, with 6 million addresses holding up to $5,000 in Bitcoin. That's up by 1 million over the last year and by 1.5 million over 2018. So here's a little chart that's going on. I can get a little bit closer. That's showing the amount of Bitcoin out there. For $1 in Bitcoin, there's about 34,736,751. For $100 in Bitcoin, you got about 16.3 million addresses out there. Over 1,000, 6.9 million. $10,000 in Bitcoin, you got 2.2 million. And the number gets smaller. Over 100,000, there's 479,000 accounts. $1 million in Bitcoin, only 101,000. And if people out there have over $10 million in Bitcoin, there's only 9,671 accounts out there. So, but there is more, as this article was showing. But yeah, this article just went over that, and however, there's one thing to say that, yeah, that's all this article was. Like I said, it was a slow week. But there are more people holding Bitcoin now, and that's 40 million accounts to be exact. Next up in the news articles, kind of sad, but Mr. Gox, the cryptocurrency trading hamster, dies. So sad. The cryptocurrency trading hamster, Mr. Gox, has died. The rodent who shot the internet fame for his ability to often outperform human investors using a specially built trading cage died on Tuesday. The furry financier official Twitter account announced the hamster's death to his 18,000 followers on social media. "You proved to us that the internet doesn't necessarily have to be a toxic wasteland," his owners told the BBC. "We're absolutely overwhelmed with the uncountable and touching condolences with which we've received across all channels. What we personally learned from this project has little to do with crypto." So here's the tweet from Mr. Gox's official Twitter. "We feared this day like no other and are truly shocked for it to happen just now. In deep sorrow, we have to announce the loss of our beloved furry friend." The hamster's financial career and subsequent fame were born of an experiment by two friends in Germany who wanted to prove the randomness of success in the digital currency industry. Mr. Gox's trading office, attached to his regular cage, was watched by thousands on Twitch live stream. He would famously make decisions by running on his intention wheel to select which cryptocurrency he'd like to trade, and subsequently entering either a buy or sell tunnel on his office floor. Every time he ran through a tunnel, the electronics wired to his computer to his office completed the trade according to Mr. Gox's desires. The tiny trader began his financial career on the 12th of June 2021. After his final day of trading on November 22nd, his portfolio was up 19.7%, and he had made about 98 euros profit. Recent calculations by crypto news site Protos suggested the hamster's latest financial result beat investors Supremo Warren Buffett's company, Berkshire Hathaway. And on occasion, Mr. Gox even came out slightly ahead of Bitcoin, the biggest of the cryptocurrencies. So here is his little setup he had going on. The tunnels for buy, tunnels to sell, and the weird that would trigger. So it was a pretty sweet thing. there is no, the article continues saying that there is no, what's that word, successor to Mr. Gox. So this is it for it. So we'll see if anybody else wants to try the experiment as well. But so sad for the crypto community of how we lost this beautiful little creature. And let's move on in the next articles. So next article we got of the day is the popular show South Park predicts Bitcoin as the only acceptable means of a payment in the future. Now this might be a bit of a spoiler for those of you who haven't seen the latest episode, but Bitcoin has finally appeared in a South Park episode predicting a future where cryptocurrencies are the only accepted currency. The episode has been met with mixed reactions by crypto enthusiasts following the dropping of a hint that Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme. Since the airing of the episode, the price of the asset has fallen by 2% to trade at $54,000. But in the episode, this is the 24th season of the show, Bitcoin and selected cryptos are the only acceptable means of transactions in the future. The episode titled Post-COVID was set 40 years into the future as the world reaches the final stages of the pandemic and humans pay for goods with Bitcoin cards via QR codes. In the episode, protagonist Stan Marsh enters a motel called Super 12 Motel Plus, seeking accommodations for the night. In the new world, brand names have the word Super and Plus attached to them, and a sign on the desk reads Bitcoin only. And in the scene, the desk management goes, "It's the future. We've all decided centralized banks is rigged, so we trust more in fly-by-night Ponzi schemes," the motel receptionist tells Stan. The reference Bitcoin as a Ponzi scheme has earned the show producers the ear of some Bitcoin maximalists. However, others see the humor in the episode that is in line with the satirical nature of South Park, and they take the silver lining that the asset will be widely adopted in the future. So yeah, that was the quick scene of Bitcoin. Like you see little ads of it everywhere in all the shops. Like, the episode was a funny episode. It's a jab at everyone. Like Bitcoin, COVID, the future of VR headsets, like they just spoof everything. Amazon being like a what is that, virtual reality lady? No, a hologram. She's a holographic lady, almost like a wife, and go, "Alexa, stop," and then she disappears. It was a funny episode, definitely worth the watch if you can stand the language. But yeah, that's the news. Bitcoin made its appearance there. But yeah, so that's about it for the day. There's not much else going on. Here's the crypto fear greed index. We're at 27 of fear. So it's a great time to buy because when we're out of fear, that means investors are, that's when you're in the fear time. It's been forever since I said that. Extreme fear can be a sign that investors are too worried. That could be a buying opportunity. But when investors are too greedy, that means the market is due for a correction. There you go. So there you have it, people. That is the cryptocurrency news of the day. If you got something from this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share it with your friends. And yeah, I'm going to go do some more work, maybe build an educational PowerPoint for another video. But guys, stay safe out there, stay protected, and as always, not your keys, not your coins. So I'll see you guys later in another video. So the Sherpa is out.